Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is June the 12th, 2025. We're going to be talking about AEW's 4-hour show. My goodness, my goodness. We have a 4-hour show, ladies and gentlemen. This is their second week that they did it. I don't think they're going to do it next week. But they will be in Mexico because they're going to be partnering with CMLL. Is another luchador promotion like WWE did with AAA. But this one has Mystico in it. And a whole bunch of other people that I don't know who they are. We will have a women's championship, CMLL Women's Championship. Will be defending her title against Mercedes Moné at next week. MJF will have a match. I will tell you guys more. He did say he will be watching Mystico's match when Mystico happens. When he had his match. Let's see what else happened here. Well, this ended AEW Dynamites. The first 2 hours of the 4 hours, we had the contract signing between Okada and Kenny Omega because they will have a match for both of the title, winner take all, for the international and continental. And Tony Schiavone brought out the two competitors that will be in the match, and there will be a new title, the Unified title. It looked cool, but I'm not a big fan that the side place has Kenny Omega's finisher and Okada's finisher, or a Continental. I don't even know what's on it now, but there is something with Okada and there's Kenny Omega on the side place, because if they're going to be defending this title every single week and they lose it to somebody that's not Kenny Omega or Okada, they're going to have side plates that says Kenny Omega. It has Kenny Omega something on it and Okada something on it. I don't understand why is that a thing? Because, or will they change the side plates? Right now, AEW hasn't changed side plates when people win the titles. Not like WWE when they have their own custom side plates for some people. Well, most people. I think everybody has a logo now. They put their logos on the championship. Jey Uso had his, and now it's going to be changed with Gunther's. But we had a handshake. Kenny Omega just wants to end this rivalry, and he says, "Let's end it." And they shook hands until Don Callis came out. But Kenny Omega's told Don, "I know all your tricks, and the whole world knows your tricks." But Don Callis says, "Do you know this one?" Okada attacked Kenny Omega, and then Don Callis had a baton, and he gave it to Okada, and Okada hit the midsection, the inside. The midsection, the belly part of Kenny Omega, and remember, he had this illness that that life-threatening or career-threatening that he had, and he's not supposed to be getting hit there a lot, and he was getting hit there a lot. So when that happened, the medical and referees and people that brought the stretcher and the gurney and the backboard trying to get Kenny Omega on the stretcher, but Okada thought it was a good idea to do an elbow while Mr. Kenny Omega was tied up onto the backboard. He got a diving elbow on him, and then they put him on the stretcher after that elbow, and then Okada did it again, but this time he did an elbow off of the apron, and you just saw Kenny Omega spitting out blood because he's not supposed to be getting hit a lot in the midsection. The guy got hit by a baton and 2 elbows in the midsection, so who wouldn't spit blood out of that? Well, with the first match of the evening, we got Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. It was a pretty decent match. These guys were going crazy and doing everything they could, but the winner of that match was nobody. It was a time limit draw, and Swerve Strickland wants to do trying to get more time in the time, but he got interrupted by Death Riders. And then the Death Riders attack Swerve. They attacked Swerve, but Swerve had the upper hand until the EVPs came out. The Young Bucks came out and attacked Swerve. And then they handcuffed Swerve to the ropes. And they brought some shoes out that has, like, I don't think it's thumbtacks, but really some spikes on them. And they were about to do a super kick onto Swerve, but Will Ospreay jump in front of Swerve, and then he got super kick in the face and got a whole bunch of spikes in his face, and it looks like he's busted open in his face. They didn't want to show us that, thank God, because that would be disgusting. They put a towel over his face, and that thing got drenched of blood right away. But in the backstage, the young Hangman wants to see how Will Ospreay is. But the Young Bucks, they got involved in the interview. But the Young Bucks says they were trying to hit Swerve, but now Hangman could just win the world title and bring him back to the Elites. They're saying there's a plan that the Young Bucks and Adam Page knows, but it looks like Adam Page doesn't know about this plan, and he says, "Stay on my business, stay on Will Ospreay's business, and stay out of Swerve Strickland's business." And you just see in the door where the trainer's up is, you see Prince Nana poking his head out. And Swerve heard everything that Hangman is trying to help Swerve. Interesting. Well, we got Mystico versus Blake Christian, and it was an okay match. It was pretty decent. If you guys didn't know who this Mystico is, he was the first Sin Cara that was in WWE before Hunico turned to Sin Cara. So yeah, that's interesting, right? It is interesting. This was the first Sin Cara, if you guys seen him debut, this was the Sin Cara that we saw. And then he left, and then they used Hunico as Sin Cara a couple months ago, or like a year ago, something like that. So yeah, if you guys want to know about the real Sin Cara, sometimes you guys, Hunico is the real Sin Cara. He wasn't the real Sin Cara. It was this man, Mystico, and now he's Mystico, not Sin Cara. Mystico gets the win against Blake Christian. Good job for him. And then the Hurt Syndicate came out, and MJF issued a challenge to Mystico at AEW's Grand Slam. And it looks like Mystico accepts. And MJF is bringing back his All-American, his Patriots, United States persona. And they had the American flag, American music, and confetti with American colors, and all that stuff. And then Mystico attacked MJF until the Hurt Syndicate attacked Mystico. And we were supposed to have Commander. I think Commander was supposed to be in this match, but he got attacked. And they took the mask of Commander. And looks like MJF just wants to take Luchador's mask off. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Mike Bailey, Dorado, and Kevin Knight coming out to save Mystico. And then we had the Trios match. I thought it was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was the Hurt Syndicate. And then they attacked Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and MJF took Dorado's mask off. And then Mystico came out and made the save. And then we got Anna Jay and Tay Mello. Tay Mello makes her in-ring return in a tag team match, teaming up with her best friend to versus Megan Bayne and Ford. The winner of that match was Anna Jay and Tay Mello. And then we got Kyle Fletcher. I believe this was on Collusion now. We have Kyle Fletcher versus Eddie Bowens with Mr. Adam Cole on commentary. Because those like Kyle Fletcher wants the AEW's TNT Championship. I thought it was a pretty decent match. Kyle Fletcher's good. Eddie Bowens is good. Thank God I don't have to watch another open challenge from Max Caster, the jobber of professional wrestling. Not the best one alive. He's the jobber alive. The guy can't win a match. He issues a challenge and all these big guys, or guys that are actually better than him, comes out and beats him. Thank God we don't just see that again. But the winner of that match was Kyle Fletcher because of a little help of the Don Callis. Don Callis ran away with Okada because he thinks everybody's going to hurt him. So he ran away with Okada. I guess Okada is part of the Don Callis family now. I thought he was part of the Elites. But now he's part of the Don Callis family. I don't understand what's happening. I really don't. But ladies and gentlemen, it was that. And then we got Toni Storm versus Julia Hart with Mercedes was on commentary again. But she was eating again. And she was on her phone. And she issued a challenge to the CMLL Women's Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, Toni Storm gets the win against Julia Hart. And then Mercedes Moné snipped the hair of Toni Storm and then whispered something in her ear and then attacked her. And then Mina came out to make the save and looked like they were about to make out again. Mina and Toni Storm. Until Mercedes Moné attacked Mina. What is happening in AEW? I don't know. Guys, I got really annoyed. Because they changed the camera angles. Like it was horrible. The angles was horrible. I didn't like the camera angles. Like we were looking at the announce table. Like the hard cam was in front of the stage. The ramp. And we're looking at the announce table, and sometimes we're pointing down or zooming in or really bad, and some of these wrestlers are not even looking at cameras. We're looking at their buttocks. AEW, you need to get your cameras better, man, because that was a horrible camera angles. Oh man, Toni Storm gets the win. We got Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and Will Nightingale in a mixed tag team. Or 6-person tag team against MXM and Taya Valkyrie. Wasn't Taya Valkyrie's WWE name Frankie Monet? And now she's Taya Valkyrie, and now Mercedes Moné is Monet. I was going to say Mariah Mays is as well, but her name is Moray. Something like that. Blake Moray. Not Monet. There's a R, not a M. Not an N, I mean. Moray. I think I'm going to keep saying her name wrong now. Every time she shows up. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and Will Nightingale. I already knew that was going to happen. MXM never wins a match. Even Taya Valkyrie and not Deanna Prazo. Taya Valkyrie and Johnny Impact, they haven't won a lot of matches. If it was on Ring of Honor, maybe they will win against jobbers. But when they come into AEW, they're the jobbers. Next we have Bandito versus the Bees Mortis. And I already know who won that too. Bandito. I already guessed it. We have Tika will be versus Queen Amate. And Tika, I'm hoping I'm saying her name again, right? But she gets the win again, her second win in AEW. And our main event will be an 8-man tag team match. There was a luchador in there. I don't know his name, so I just called everybody Don Callis family because it looks like he wants to join Don Callis family. Don Callis family versus Paragon, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong, teaming up with Daniel Garcia. Pretty decent 8-man tag team match. These guys are all over the place, destroying each other, but the winner of that match was the Don Callis family. I'm spinning all over the place. Don Callis family gets the win. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's like 1:05 a.m. My goodness. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will upload this not now. I will upload it way later during the day. I'm not doing that at 1:05 a.m. because nobody's going to be awake at 1:05 a.m. So we're going to do it a little later when I wake up, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I know it's Thursday, but I'm not uploading this until during the day, not midnight. That's all me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow for TNA results. There's a big match happening for the women's, for the number one contendership to the Knockouts Championship. And they're still moping around and upset that Trick Williams is still the TNA World Champion. I am excited to watch KC wrestle in his first ever WWE match. I can't wait. And Elijah is going to be in his return match. I know he returned in the Battle Royal, but he's actually going to have I guess like a normal match, but it's a 6-man tag team match, but it's still like a normal match. He actually could do all his moves that he does. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch. And AJ Francis is going to be there. His name is AJ Francis. The commentary is not going to call him Top Dollar. But maybe he would be better this time. Maybe he would be better because maybe he has a better teammate. I think he has a better teammate. KC's good. It feels like they're a good team. Adonis and Top Dollar wasn't really the best teammates. Swerve and Top Dollar was a good teammates, but we're not going to get that. I wish we did. But maybe Adonis could help Trick Williams, AJ Francis, and KC. We could see reunion of the Hit Row because AJ Francis will be on NXT. Adonis is on NXT. So things could happen. Maybe some shenanigans. We will find out, but that's all for today. Time is out. See you guys tomorrow for TNA results. Bye.